It doesn't matter if you're selling door to door, from a retail location, or online. Pricing your product or service is one of the most nerve-wracking and exciting elements of being in a business. It can be suggested that pricing is both an art and a science. This is where you need to apply logic to result in a fruitful conclusion. For some, aiming for the high end of the market and pricing their product high can conjure connotations of prestige and exclusivity. However, with a higher price tag attached, the volume of sales will usually be lower. At the other end of the spectrum, pricing your product or service too low may result in more sales, but you could lose money if your profit doesn't cover your expenditure. 9 times out of 10, most businesses use a standard benchmark of 50% or 100% markup when pricing their products or services. The markup obviously depends on several factors, which include how much a business has originally bought the item for, what their competitors are charging, and how much is their target audience willing to pay. For example, if you know it costs $10 to buy a shirt on the wholesale market, you would sell it for $20 on the retail market. That's 100% markup. Some businesses are clever and state the RRP, which means recommended retail price, or MSRP, which means manufacturer suggested retail price, on the label as well as their own price. Equally, this tactic is also used by salespeople who want to make their clients think they're getting a better deal than they are. A sales pitch with this approach can be incredibly effective. Sir, this computer's RRP is $900, but I'm selling it to you for $600. That's a $300 saving. In this instance, the computer will have only cost $300 wholesale, 100% marked up to $600, and the RRP to $900. Sometimes you have to play on the human basic instinct of greed, and if a bargain is presented in the correct manner, a lot of selling can be achieved through triggering this emotion. It's worth mentioning that this trick can be used on anybody, so many top salespeople attempt to utilize it as much as possible. Generally, this method works great on an own-branded product or a product which has no RRP. For products with an RRP, it's usually better to stick to the suggested price, as manufacturers sometimes don't like retailers or salespeople undercutting each other, thus devaluing their product and brand. The RRP was introduced so retailers had a standardized price, and that price was the same across multiple locations and retail companies. Fundamentally, understanding each pricing model can only help you to gain more sales in the future. Sometimes a product or service has trouble being sold for various reasons. However, if you can combat these problems head on, you're halfway on your way to potentially making a lot of money. Multiple pricing is pretty common in supermarkets and clothing stores, especially for underwear and socks. The concept has been created from retailers and merchants who sell more than one product for a single price. This tactic may be also known as product bundling in certain parts of the world. A great example of multi-pricing is games consoles, which are bundled with an additional game, rather than individual prices alone. It only makes the product more appealing to customers. It triggers an urgency in purchasing, particularly if the product is new or a limited time frame is placed on the deal. Customers all around the world love a bargain. There's no denying that. Whether that's a traditional sales, coupons, seasonal pricing or other promotions, discount pricing can certainly be a great tactic in the vast majority of industries. Generally, it's great for attracting a large amount of footfall to a store or getting rid of out-of-season inventory. From business people I have spoken to, it can be a clever ploy to offer a percentage of a discount rather than a stated number. For example, if you're selling a t-shirt and it's priced at $10, reducing the t-shirt by $2 doesn't sound that appealing. However, if you said, "This weekend we're giving all our customers a special one-off deal. This product has a fantastic 20% discount." As you can see, the second tactic is much more appealing to a potential customer. This gives the impression you're offering them a better deal, when in fact you're simply offering the same deal but packaged differently. It's worth remembering that if discount pricing is used often, it may give your business a reputation as a bargain retailer. This results in customers always waiting for the discounted price, rather than paying the full regular price. I was once told a great piece of advice when selling affordable products. My boss simply said, "You're turning into a busy fool." He noticed I was gaining a lot of sales, but wasn't generating large profits, as the margins were lower and tighter. Whereby, if I sold more expensive products, the profit margins were bigger for much less work. Generally, the implementation of the loss-lending pricing structure is an attempt to lure customers in with a product or service they want at a lower price than competitors can offer it for. The idea is that when a customer purchases the loss-lending product, they also purchase additional products, so the overall sales per customer is more than an individual sale on its own. The concept of below competition pricing is exactly as the name suggests. You usually monitor a competitor's pricing and use it as a benchmark. From there, you consistently price your goods slightly cheaper to lure their customers from them to you. Above competition pricing is the exact opposite of below competition pricing. The theory is you price yourself higher than the competition, so you position yourself as being more prestigious, exclusive, or luxurious than your competitors. This can give the impression that your products or services are of better quality and premium, due to the amount of money your customers will be paying. In your business, promotional literature, or online, have you ever pondered how your pricing structure affects your target market? Customers, by nature, like to keep their shopping experience as easy as possible, whether that's buying milk or a new office printer from a sales rep. The idea that minimalist pricing can actually help your sales is a concept which shouldn't be overlooked. I did an experiment a few years ago where I showed the same 3 prices in 3 different structures. For example, A, B, C. Out of the 3 examples shown, the prices in both A and B seem far more expensive to the consumers than the price shown in C. From initial viewing, it appears the customers associate the larger structures of A and B, including the decimal points, to correlate to a larger amount than they would like to pay. The smaller structure of C, with no decimal point, aligns itself with the cheaper option of the 3. This is clearly a psychological trigger, which is consciously or subconsciously coming into play. If so, it may be equally as good to experiment with odd number pricing to see if there is any noticeable impact. In one business I used to work for, prices ending in the number 9 were deemed so effective they outsold even lower prices for the same product. I have also seen similar results with product prices ending in .95. These two methods are shown now. A. $29 instead of $30. B. $29.95 instead of $30. In theory, the price shown in A should outperform the price in B, because it follows the same small pricing structure as the 3 examples shown earlier. Depending on the nature of the business, how much the product or service is, B may in fact outperform A as it still ends in 2 odd numbers. However, for smaller purchases, I would suggest that the pricing structure of A would outperform B in an extensive testing environment. After you have sold a product or service, many businesses make a grave error in overlooking the secondary sale, where new revenue may come from renewals, add-ons and upsells. It's easy to think the sale is over once the initial sale is completed and move along to your next customer. However, a unique after-sales customer support strategy could prove to be extremely lucrative in most cases.